Chapter 92 Compensation, 3,100 words. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, Spirit Hall announced that a Clear Sky sect elder had assassinated the Spirit Hall's holy son for personal gain, adding insult to injury. It was reported that Clear Sky sect had suffered a crushing defeat, with their fifth elder self-destructing, his soul bones displayed prominently. The entire continent was shocked. The people turned against the Clear Sky sect. For the past 8 years, Spirit Hall's aid to the populace had been undeniable. Bad elements were reported by the people, while the rest were ambitious go-getters, focused on climbing the ladder and marrying well. Spirit Hall now truly represented the people's will, its reputation soaring beyond its previous peak. Meanwhile, in Heaven-Do City, at the prince's mansion, Bibi Dong was lounging in bed, reading the news. Injured, she needed her rest. The air was thick with the smell of medicine. Renxue entered, carrying a bowl, and placed it on the bedside table. Bibi Dong eyed the dark liquid with distaste. Xiaoshue, this is awful. I'll recover from this little scratch in days. I don't need medicine. Renxue replied, her voice clear, melodious, and slightly firm. Breaking an external soul bone is like growing a new one. It takes a lot of energy. I spent hours brewing this, using rare and precious ingredients. Drink up. Not a drop wasted. Bibi Dong, seeing the dangerous glint in Renxue's eyes, gulped it down. After chasing it with water, she asked, what's your stance on Clear Sky sect now? Mom went straight to the Hall of Elders about this. She wants to borrow someone from Grandpa to wipe out Clear Sky sect. Old man Qian probably won't agree. Good thing I came prepared. Spirit Hall, the Hall of Elders. Qian Douluo, you old codger, you're scared stiff of Tang Qian. A guy missing for years, maybe dead, and you're trembling. Qian Douluo glanced at Bibi Dong and sighed, I made a promise to Tang Qian. Unless I die or defeat him, Spirit Hall can't set foot on that mountain. Bibi Dong sneered. What a joke. Clear Sky sect can come after us, but we can't retaliate. As the two argued, a letter arrived. Your Holiness, I'm making a great sacrifice. The Holy Son has a letter. He's found the safest way. Qian Douluo said, read it. Compensation, 80 million gold soul coins and the Clear Sky 9 perfections technique. Bibi Dong, the kid you taught is ruthless. You were right, that's all the money Clear Sky sect has left. He's trying to bleed them dry. Bibi Dong stated, Qian Douluo, you can't refuse this. I'll take the army and cleanse Clear Sky sect. Unless you want heavy losses, don't even think about rejecting it. Resolving the conflict with her daughter didn't erase Bibi Dong's hatred for the Qian family. In her eyes, Qian Daoliu's only use was to start the angel god trials and be a sacrifice for Shuer's path to becoming a god. He was going to die sooner or later, and his death had to be worthless. Qian Douluo sighed again. Qian Jun, Jiangma, go. Point 2 voices echoed from the shadows, as you command. 300 miles west of Heaven-Do City stood Clear Sky sect, the air hung heavy with despair. 2 titled Douluo, a soul Douluo, and 2 talented disciples had tried to assassinate the Spirit Hall's holy son. The 5th elder died, the 7th elder barely survived, losing so much blood he was comatose. His life was spared, but even if he recovered, the blood loss had damaged his life force. Without rare tonics, he might never improve, a huge blow to a soul master, but where would Clear Sky sect find such treasures? The talented Tang Quan, expected to become a titled Douluo, was dead. Moon Pavilion was destroyed. The sect had no income. A wave of bad news had plunged Clear Sky sect into its darkest period. In the main hall, Tang Hao sat on the sect leader's throne, looking at his dejected disciples. Some hung their heads, some cried. Others angrily shouted, why are you so down? Have you forgotten we wield the Clear Sky hammer, the greatest martial spirit in the world? Failure isn't the end. It's giving up. We have the Clear Sky hammer. Our blood is nobler, our talent stronger. We keep fighting, and a legend like Tang Qian will rise again. and lead our sect back to the top of the Soul Master world. That his words rekindled their spirits. They were descendants of the Clear Sky Hammer, the mightiest martial spirit. Every generation produced titled Douluo. If they endured, their strength and unique skills would reclaim their glory. Ha ha ha. A wild laugh echoed outside, filled with soul pressure. Lower-level disciples coughed up blood. Tang Hao flew into the air, releasing his power, and roared, "Who dares act so recklessly here?" The four titled Douluo followed. Tang Hao's eyes narrowed at the sight of two golden-robed elders. Spirit Hall, Hall of Elders. I didn't expect Clear Sky Sect to hide in the sticks. Demon-conquering Douluo spoke, his tone dripping with disdain. Tang Hao clenched his fists, enraged, but held back. Clear Sky Sect couldn't afford a fight. Spirit Hall, Star, Qianjun Douluo, level 96, almost 97. Demon-conquering Douluo, level 96, Peak, Chrysanthemum Douluo, level 96. Ghost Douluo, level 96. Tang Hao could fight one, but the others could destroy the sect, so he endured. He bowed and said, "Seniors of Spirit Hall, why have you come to Clear Sky Sect?" Is he serious? He's asking why we're here. Maybe hammering all day has addled his brain. Qianjun and Jianma's taunts made an elder snap. He pointed at them and shouted, "Don't push us too far." Qianjun Douluo sneered. Red light flashed, and the image of a coiling dragon staff struck the elder. It was just a blast of power, but from a peak level 96 titled Douluo. The level 92 elder was sent flying, hammer tumbling, and vomiting blood. Qianjun Douluo said calmly, "Pushed too far? You Clear Sky Sect started it. Our holy son just wanted to study music and mend bridges. You tried to kill him. Who's pushing it? Think our Grand Priest's agreement with your ancestor means we can't touch you? Fine, we'll quit Spirit Hall and retire here. Only an idiot wants to live in the sticks." Tang Hao, hearing Jiang Mo call them fools, wanted to explode. But he held his hands and said, "Clear Sky Sect apologizes for the trouble caused to Spirit Hall. What can we do to compensate you?" Qianjun Douluo pondered, "Because your ancestor and I go way back, Clear Sky Sect must publicly apologize and hand over 80 million gold soul coins, half its resources, and the Clear Sky 9 perfections." "What? Senior, can't you change the terms?" Qianjun Douluo flared his power. "Tang Hao, you don't get to negotiate." "We're not asking." Tang Hao gritted his teeth. "Apologies and other compensations are fine, but we don't have that much money." Demon-conquering Douluo taunted, "No way. The greatest sect in the world can't scrape together 80 million. Ju and Ghost Douluo stifled their laughter. They were titled Douluo, they didn't get angry unless they were about to burst. Qianjun Douluo coughed. "How much can you give?" 80,000. "Alright, now. Don't try anything. Our Spirit Hall army is hungry for action." The three titled Douluo looked in the direction Qianjun Douluo indicated. Their eyes twitched. The dark hills were filled with soul masters. Hundreds of soul sages, dozens of soul Douluo. Tang Hao's face spasmed. He wanted to smash the Spirit Hall to pieces. He turned and returned to the sect to collect the tribute. Soon, a storage device was handed over to Dragon subduing Douluo. Qianjun Douluo scanned it. "Good. You were honest. No tricks." Tang Hao smiled bitterly. "Senior, you jest. We're always honest." The four titled Douluo of Spirit Hall winced. Qianjun Douluo said, "This is quite the soul tool. Should we sort it for you?" "Keep it." Jiang Long waved his hand. "That's all for today. Farewell, seniors." After the four titled Douluo and the army left, Tang Hao snapped. He coughed up blood and crashed into the eaves of the hall. Sect leader. Sect leader. Ghost Douluo taught Bibihan the Clear Sky 9 perfections and returned to Spirit Hall. The next day, Spirit Hall issued another report, Clear Sky Sect's public apology. The people praised Spirit Hall's power, while Clear Sky Sect's reputation sank even lower. Chapter 93 Six-Winged Seraphim. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old Lanba Academy was now Shrek Academy. De Shi was reading the day's paper. Haotian sect issues public apology, pays Wuhun Palace 8,000 million gold soul coins in compensation. Yu dashing slammed the newspaper on the table, his face red with anger, veins bulging on his neck. The spirit hall is really bullying. It's the sect of my idol and my mistress. Bibi Dong, this has to be you, right? You forced the Haotian sect into seclusion. Why are you so merciless? Why can't you just leave them alone? That the explosive dragon woman beside him soothed, Xiaogang, don't be so down. Xiao San's got so much potential, and he's got twin martial souls. He'll definitely make the spirit hall pay for this someday. Yeah, Yu Dashi replied, thinking of Tang San, he felt a surge of pride. At only 14, he was about to break through the soul sect, possess twin martial souls, the second being the clear sky hammer, and had top-tier treasures like external soul bones. He knew Tang San would prove his theory, and then he'd be a big shot in the spirit master world. Meanwhile, a tall man appeared in Tiando City. He wore a tattered robe, without so much as a single patch, revealing bronzed skin underneath. His once decent features were hidden beneath a waxy yellow complexion, making him look exhausted. His hair was a bird's nest, and his beard had been growing for ages. This was Haotian Douluo Tang Hao, who had almost been killed by Bibi Dong a year ago. Tang Hao's eyes were dim because he'd recently suffered another internal injury and holed up somewhere to heal, so he was out of the loop on recent events. Hearing the chatter in Tiando City, Tang Hao looked confused. Haotian sect. Spirit Hall. What's been going on? Tang Hao, broke as could be, brazenly snatched a newspaper. The little girl selling them didn't know what to do. She just caught a whiff of his stink, the kind that comes from someone who hasn't showered or changed clothes in forever. It almost made her gag. Reading the headlines, Tang Hao's eyes burned, and a wave of murderous intent surged through him. He wanted to pull out the clear sky hammer and blast every branch of the spirit hall, killing everyone inside to ease the hatred in his heart, but his body just wasn't up to it. The battle a year ago, combined with the subsequent explosion of his soul power, had worsened his internal injuries. Now those injuries threatened his life. Tang Hao knew his time was running out. He had to conserve his soul power. Waiting for Tang San to go to the Pope's palace for the competition, Tang Hao continued reading, his pupils widening. No way, the holy son of the spirit hall. He's still alive. Tang Hao couldn't believe how badly injured Bibihan had been. He, as the one who caused it, knew every bone in his upper body shattered, and his internal organs were a mess. Tang Hao would have died on the spot. Tang Hao's face grew grim. If Bibihan was still alive and used his terrifying talent to get revenge on the Haotian sect, they might be doomed. He didn't imagine a child raised by the spirit hall, nearly killed by his father and the Haotian sect, would be forgiving enough not to seek revenge. In Tiando City, at the prince's mansion, Bibihan, having obtained Haotian's 9 Ju, had no intention of staying in bed. His injury wasn't that bad. Tang San's external soul bone could withstand breaking and still be fine, and Lan Yin God's super healing power wasn't for nothing. Bibihan just wanted to relax for a bit. It would be even better if he could lie on Renxue's bed. Leaving his room, he found Renxue buried in paperwork and went over to massage her shoulders. What's up? You're not resting anymore. Well, the injury isn't actually that serious. Bibihan used his blue-silver holy pupils to check Renxue's soul power level and asked, Xiaoxue, why haven't you absorbed those 2 fairy herbs yet? Oh, things have been crazy busy lately. I just haven't had the time. He gently tapped Renxue's head. You can't just leave something so important. Go take the herbs. I'll take care of this stuff for you. Renxue blinked her big, beautiful eyes. You know how to do this? Of course. Hanging around my mother for so long, you pick things up, Bibihan replied. Renxue laughed. Then I'll leave it to you. She stood up and headed to her room, glancing back at Bibihan affectionately as she closed the door. Being around you, I can finally relax. She took out the 2 jelly-like herbs and consumed them. Powerful medicinal energy surged through her body. Renxue closed her eyes and started refining, golden flames flickering around her body, burning away her clothes. Bibihan, working on the files, felt the energy surge and looked up at Renxue's room. She started. Well. After a moment of thought, he decided against it. They hadn't confirmed their relationship yet, and peeping was, well, a bit too forward. If he really wanted to watch, there'd be plenty of time later. Once they were officially together. Inside the room, Renxue's princely clothes had completely burned away, revealing her perfect body, beautiful face, full breasts, slender waist, rounded hips, and long legs. Forged by the two immortal grasses, Renxue's skin became smoother and whiter, and two pairs of white wings grew from her back. The seraph martial soul manifested behind her. A ray of golden light erupted from Renxue's body, and the seraphim's spirit transformed again. Another pair of wings sprouted, and golden flames danced around her. The original angel martial soul possessed ultimate holiness, ultimate light, and near maximum flame ability. Now, forged by the two immortal grasses, the flame had become ultimate fire, on par with ultimate holiness and ultimate light. The flame was no longer suppressed by the light and covered the eight-winged angel. The eight-winged seraph had arrived. Hours later, Renxue emerged from the room. Bibihan looked up at Renxue and grinned. After absorbing them, what's the effect? That he trailed off, stunned. Renxue looked even more beautiful. Her face was radiant, her skin like milk, and she exuded a faint divine aura. She had also changed into women's clothing, an elegant white dress with golden patterns. After a moment, Bibihan snapped out of it. He wasn't someone easily stunned by beauty. Nar, Renxue, and Shrek were known as the three beauties. If someone could render Bibihan speechless just by their looks, they must be extraordinary, or Bibihan must have been attracted to them. Xiaoshue, what is it? Renxue's eyes were full of tenderness as she excitedly took Bibihan's hand and led him to a secret underground room. The room was like a small playground, Renxue's practice area. It also had a secret underground passage. If her identity was compromised and soldiers surrounded her, she could escape. Renxue summoned her martial spirit, golden flames swirling around her. 3 pairs of wings sprouted from her back. She radiated a sacred aura, and the image of the 8-winged seraph appeared behind her. Bibihan exclaimed, an 8-winged angel. Your martial spirit evolved. It's the 8-winged seraph. With a cry, Renxue leaped into Bibihan's arms and kissed him. Bibihan was stunned for a moment, then returned the kiss with even greater passion. They were both lost in the sweetness of their first kiss. That kiss had broken all barriers between them. Chapter 94 The Powerful Fundamentals, 3,100 words. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For a long moment, their lips remained parted. Renxue, mortified, blushed deeply and nestled closer to Bibihan. Bibihan simply held her, savoring the sweet intimacy. After a while, Renxue murmured, Xiaogang, thank you. Without you, my life would be dull and gray, like a machine just going through the motions, alone and empty. Hearing this, Bibihan embraced her tighter, replying softly, Schwer, I'm the lucky one to have met such an amazing girl like you. You're a truly perfect all-around wife. Now that they'd crossed that line, she called Renxue Schwer. Xiaoshue was a familiar nickname, and friends could use Schwer, but Schwer was reserved for lovers. Renxue looked up, puzzled. What's an all-around wife? It means she's got it all, looks, figure, brains, strength, character, and strategy. The total package. Looks, figure, and strength aside, consider the last 3. Could anyone argue that a woman who'd spent 20 years undercover pretending to be a man without a single slip wasn't brilliant, principled, and strategic? In the whole Douluo world, only Bibi Dong and Renxue measured up. Hearing this, Renxue chuckled and lifted her chin proudly. Of course, I'm the best. Then, she asked, so what kind of warrior are you, then? Just a brute with some decent looks and power. Nothing compared to my Schwer. Of course, such a top-notch wife deserved all the praise and pampering. Qian Renxue had neglected her training strategy due to her undercover work, so Bibihan was making up for it in terms of strength. Partners should build each other up. What's the point of a pretty but useless doll? Douluo was overflowing with those. Then, Bibihan pulled up a chair, wrapped her arms around Qian Renxue's waist from behind, and they sat together. She asked, "Shuer, what are the perks of the eight-winged seraph?" The eight-winged seraph is superior to the seraph in every way, especially its purification ability. It used to take a minute to purify a soul emperor's soul power, but now it only takes half a minute, and my flames have become the ultimate fire. I can honestly say the me now could easily crush the old me. Qian Renxue clenched her fists, excitement lighting up her face, but Bibihan said softly, "Shuer, are you still relying too much on your spirit power?" Qian Renxue turned to her, confused. "What do you mean?" Bibihan said earnestly, "Shuer, the angel spirit is powerful, yes, but that power can also limit your growth. Did you know that centuries ago, the clear sky hammer wasn't even the #1 martial spirit in the world? It wasn't that well known. The 7-killing sword was the top dog back then. The clear sky hammer rose to prominence later, not because it was widely used, but because of the Haotian techniques developed later." Qian Renshue's face grew serious. Now that she thought about it, the Qian family had leaned too heavily on the angel spirit. Before Qian, Spirit Hall was the undisputed king of the continent. Each generation of the angel god's high priests was the strongest person around, focusing on building up Spirit Hall, aiming to unify the continent one day and let the angel god's light shine, just like at its birth, across every corner. By Qian Daoliu's time, Spirit Hall was powerful enough. Then Tang Chen of the Tang family was born, a natural talent, reaching level 99 and creating many Haotian techniques, surpassing Qian Daolu to become the strongest in the land. He single-handedly made the Clear Sky Hammer the #1 martial spirit and built the Clear Sky sect into the top sect in the world. Qian Daolu was definitely strong, worthy of the title Angel Douluo. Tang Chen had so many unique Haotian skills, Qian Daolu only had a small fraction. As for Qian Xuanji, recognized by Douluo fans as the worst pope ever, let's not even mention him. As for Qian Renxue, without Tang San being a time traveler, she would have definitely beaten Tang San to a pulp. Shuer, the angel martial soul has its own angel domain. The Haotian hammer may not have a domain, but you can gain one through Slaughter City. The angel martial spirit's various abilities are offset by Haotian's special skills. Shuer, you're innately level 20, the most gifted individual in thousands of years. Discovering your own soul skills, that's the foundation for the angel martial soul's true power. Seeing Qian Renshue's thoughtful expression, Bibihan decided to add some extra motivation. Shuer, let's spar. Let me show you what I've been working on. A scarlet soul ring spun around Bibihan. A 100,000-year soul ring, that even though Qian Renxue knew that Bibihan possessed a 100,000-year soul ring, she was still taken aback when she saw it. Then she felt an overwhelming sense of pride because this was her person. Then, instead of violent thunder, Qian Renxue felt an intense heat. The large hammer in Bibihan's hand, originally golden with flashes of lightning, had turned fiery red and burned with scorching flames. As the death god domain flared to life, Bibihan's terrifying murderous aura clashed with the angel domain, creating a counteracting force. Shuer, the flames, and the death god domain on this hammer were gained through hard work. The flames are the ultimate fire. Enduring immense pain from the ice and fire yin-yang well, Bibihan had released his martial soul, imbuing the clear sky hammer with the ultimate fire and the blue silver emperor with the ultimate ice. Though it was useless to defeat Snake Spear Douluo before. Here it comes, my own footwork, exploding step. Xiao Yan, if you're from the same hometown, don't sue me for copyright infringement. The crackling explosion came from Bibihan's feet. Bibihan instantly appeared behind Qian Renxue at blinding speed, the Haotian hammer raised above his head. On the ground, Bibihan could have instantly killed Qian Renxue if he wanted to. Qian Renxue snapped out of her surprise, turned around slowly, stared blankly at Bibihan, who was smiling, and asked, "Xiaogang, what was that move?" Bibihan retrieved the clear sky hammer and raised his feet, grinning. It's called Exploding Step. It's a self-created soul skill I developed based on the explosive power of the fire unparalleled one-horned Tyrannosaurus. By compressing soul power and gathering it at the soles of my feet, then stomping, the soul power detonates like a rocket booster. The clear sky hammer counters all attack-type martial souls, but it's tough against agile attack types and control types, not counting De Gubo. This footwork fixes that weakness. Bibihan lightly tapped Renxue's forehead. He chuckled, I've fixed the clear sky hammer's only weakness on land. Schwer, you've got to work hard. Bibihan's words and actions completely woke Renxue up. The clear sky hammer imbued with ultimate fire, a 100,000-year soul ring, the death god domain, and self-created footwork. Xiaogang, is this what you've achieved through hard work? I understand what you're saying. I've been coasting, copying everything my ancestors left me. If my mental strength wasn't enough, I'd just use the angel head soul bone to make up for it. I'd find the most standard soul ring. My grandfather taught me swordsmanship. Sure, I had a mission to complete, which is one reason I never explored my own path, but more importantly, I've never thought about breakthroughs. From now on, I'll put in twice the effort to develop soul skills that are uniquely mine. The continent-wide Advanced Soul Master Elite competition was just over 4 months away. Yu was training the Shrek students. However, some of them are a little different from the original story because Yu behaved like a clown in Soto City's teachings thanks to Bibihan. Shrek and the others didn't respect Yu as much as in the original work, Tang San included. They exercised their bodies in Zhao Wuji's gravity field provided by Bibihan. To train their soul power, they went to the mimicry training field. After training, Xiao Wu took Tang San's arm and leaned on Tang San's shoulder. The two seemed extremely close. Bibihan's interference had made it clear that Xiao Wu liked Tang San. After several hints to no avail, Rascal Rabbit stopped pretending and showed off his cards. On a dark night with dark clouds, she ran to Tang San's room under the pretext of being afraid of thunder, huddled into Tang San's arms, and seized the opportunity to forcefully kiss Tang San, hitting the target with one blow. Brother, the continent-wide Advanced Soul Master Elite competition is coming up in a few months. Do you think Gu Shuihan will participate? Little Rabbit liked Bihan more than her impression of Bibihan. After all, Bibihan indirectly saved her life and treated her to a luxurious carrot dinner. Tang San considered it. Maybe. His blue-silver grass is incredibly powerful. He might be a control-type soul master or even an auxiliary type stronger than me. Oscar added, if he shows up, I'll let him try my 4th flavor sausage. Humph, that guy's got another thing coming. If he dares to show his face, I'll make him pay for bullying me. Dai Mubai's eyes flashed fiercely. When it came to hating Bibihan, Dai Mubai was definitely number 1. Bibihan ignored and humiliated Dai Mubai like trash. Now, Dai Mubai's strength had increased greatly after taking the fairy medicinal herb Qian Tong Tianju, and he could be described as extremely crazy. He had fantasized several times about encountering Bibihan, stepping on him, and humiliating him severely. Ning Rongrong's reaction was similar to Dai Mubai's, with a stronger disgust than by Han's between her brows. Zhu Zhuqing looked serious. If he was only 12 years old when he could transmit sounds with his soul, how far would he have grown after 2 years? The conflict between Wuhun Palace and the Star Luo Empire is irreconcilable. The Star Luo imperial family is too powerful. I can't join Wuhun Palace for my family's sake. Breaks over. Back to training. The Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite competition is right around the corner. We have to seize every second to get stronger. Yu spoke, disgust on Bihan's brows. Yes, Master, they replied as one. Tang Hao, hidden in the shadows, watched Tang San and the others, nodding approvingly. Xiao San might not be as talented as me, but he's still exceptional. And those 5 little guys are gifted too. They work well together. As long as Xiao San can overcome the backlash of the twin martial souls in the future and cooperate with this team, he may not be unable to fight against him in the future. Then, Tang Hao glanced at Yu Xiaogang, his eyes filled with disdain. Yu Xiaogang, I hope you can get the cultivation method of twin martial souls from Bibihan. I'm entrusting my son to you so you can become famous in the mainland, to help Xiao San successfully cultivate twin martial souls as a bargaining chip. Chapter 95. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hurricane Canyon sits 200 miles west of Elemental City. Rain is scarce, leaving the landscape covered in loess and sparsely vegetated. Towering peaks create a dramatic skyline where relentless winds rage, hence the name Hurricane Canyon. A luxurious carriage lumbered slowly along the deserted, yellow sand road. Inside, Bibihan peered out at the surrounding sand dunes, then turned to Renxue. Swear, we're almost there. Time to put on your mask. Knowing the canyon's dry, sandy winds, they'd purchased masks and cloaks beforehand. Entering Hurricane Canyon, they saw people wearing masks and cyan uniforms embroidered with silver thread, bearing the Kamikaze Academy emblem. These were obviously students from Kamikaze Academy. Hurricane Canyon offered prime conditions for studying wind techniques, but Renxue, accompanied by Bibihan, was there not to learn about the wind, but to enhance her aerial combat skills, with the same level of dedication. Bibihan was determined to eventually surpass Tang San, becoming the strongest of the new generation. This, in turn, would significantly improve Renxue's strength, pushing her to exceed Douluo in aerial combat prowess. As they ventured deeper into the canyon, the wind intensified. Suddenly, a shout echoed from ahead. Wind Demonic Wolf, 36 consecutive cuts. Gale Demon Wolf 36 cuts was Feng Xiaotian's signature soul skill. They hurried forward. In a clearing, they saw a silver-haired man wearing a Kamikaze Academy uniform and a mask, with a pair of massive blue wings sprouting from his back. Fighting against the gale, Feng Xiaotian flapped his wings, now extensions of his arms. He executed a series of slashes in the air, constantly shifting trajectories. With each slash, his wing arms grew larger and more powerful. He completed 36 strikes in mid-air, pausing as if contemplating 7 more. Ultimately, he couldn't manage it. Instead, Feng Xiaotian channeled all the accumulated power into his wings and unleashed it on a nearby stone pillar. The pillar shattered like crumbling tofu. Renxue remarked, surprised, Xiaohan, that move is similar to your random cloak hammer technique. Yeah, it's based on the same principle, but it's superior in terms of maneuverability, Bibihan replied. Their conversation caught Feng Xiaotian's attention. He glanced at their attire, landed, and approached, as if to speak. Just then, a massive boulder was hurled toward them from the canyon's depths. Focused on Bibihan, Feng Xiaotian didn't notice until it was almost too late. As he braced for a painful impact, a cluster of blue-silver grass vines erupted from the ground, forming a shield and deflecting the boulder's path. Relieved, Feng Xiaotian hurried over. Hey man, thanks a lot. Bibihan nodded. Hey, you're not a student at Kamikaze Academy, are you? Bibihan answered, no, we're just here to train. Say, could you do me a solid? Bibihan smiled slightly. You want us to keep your self-created soul skill a secret, right? Feng Xiaotian nodded, slapping Bibihan on the shoulder. I'd really appreciate it, man. If you ever need anything in Element City, come find me at Kamikaze Academy. Feng Xiaotian's got you covered. Bibihan figured Feng Xiaotian was a decent guy. No wonder he'd win over a beauty later. Bibihan brushed Feng Xiaotian's hand off. We're heading further in to train. Maybe we'll catch you later. Feng Xiaotian eyed their interlocked fingers with envy. Man, I'm jealous. Training with your girl, that's way different than what I'm doing. Bibihan paused, thinking, Feng Xiaotian isn't half bad, maybe I should give him a nudge. Hey, Feng Xiaotian, I've heard of you. First genius with full soul power in Divine Wind Academy's history, and all that stuff with Wuhun from Blazing Fire Academy. Feng Xiaotian remained silent. Everyone knew those things. Bibihan continued, you're 24 this year, but your soul power's only at level 43. Don't you think that's a bit underwhelming, given your innate talent? Feng Xiaotian looked uncomfortable. Think about it, you've been perfecting the Wind Demon Wolf's 36 consecutive cuts for 3 years without really focusing on your soul power. At 21, innate full soul power, and only level 43? That's kinda low. Jinshui Academy's Shui Binger is way younger than you, but she's not far behind in terms of power. Bibihan knew that in the 5 years since the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Competition, Feng Xiaotian would make rapid progress, soaring 17 levels and evolving the Gale Demon Wolf 36 cuts into the Gale Demon Wolf 54 cuts. Incredible talent, even before ingesting the jelly grass. Bibihan shook his head. Look, you like Huo Wu, and she's a strong woman, but in the Soul Master world, strength's what matters. You're holding back your own progress to spare her feelings. That's a terrible strategy, and it'll backfire. I'm no expert, and your morals seem fine, but if you can't win over a strong woman with genuine feelings, maybe try a little tough love. Might change her attitude. Anyway, think about it. With that, Bibihan led Renxue deeper into Hurricane Canyon, leaving Feng Xiaotian lost in thought. Once they were out of sight, Renxue couldn't restrain herself. She pinched Bibihan's waist. Hey, Schwer, what was that for? Renxue's eyes were cold. Bibihan, you seem awfully knowledgeable about picking up girls. You even know about Shui Binger, the beauty of Jinshui Academy. What have you been up to behind my back? Bibihan was dumbfounded. Revealing details from the original novel was backfiring. He played dumb, but couldn't escape. Bibihan quickly stammered, Schwer, to smooth the Wuhun Palace's unification, I sent people to scout the Tiando Empire for talented individuals who aren't interested in the empire itself. You know I had nothing to do during that month at Yuxian, so I needed something to occupy myself. What kind of holy son would I be otherwise? Really? Renxue's smile was deceptive, her eyes dangerous. Bibihan stated calmly, absolutely. I swear. Haha. Xiaohan, I have some bad news. What bad news? Bibihan's heart raced, and his hairs stood on end. He sensed imminent danger. Xiaohan, after evolving, my angel spirit gained the ability to sense people's thoughts. Bibihan's eyebrows shot up. So. Renxue's voice turned icy. My angel spirit tells me you're lying. A pink fist, the size of a sandbag, slammed into Bibihan's face. His screams echoed through Hurricane Canyon. Chapter 96 The End of Training. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Damn, that beating was a total waste. Should have just ignored Feng Xiaotian. Bibihan raised his right hand, a blue glow emanating from his palm. Deep within Gale Canyon, the winds were strong enough to blow away a Soul Emperor with ease. But Bibihan and Renxue weren't just any Soul Emperors. Renxue, at full power, could fight Contras, and Bibihan, well, he was something else. Bibihan hadn't wanted to bring Renxue this far in, but she was too headstrong and didn't want to fall behind. Renxue had been marked as an angel god since childhood. She believed she had a great shot at becoming a god, especially with her martial soul evolving into an 8-winged seraph. After the thrill of fighting Bibihan, improving her cultivation wasn't her top priority. That would happen eventually. What mattered most was her combat skills. Bibihan didn't care about the canyon's secrets. So what if some forgotten god's inheritance was hidden here? Unless it was a god-king level, it was useless, and besides, it wouldn't suit them. He wasn't about to become some high priest's puppet. Bibihan jumped onto the surrounding cliffs, clear sky hammer in hand. Schwer, heads up. He called. Renxue spread her 6 wings and nodded, serious. Haotian Jiujue, Junzi Ju. Bibihan's clear sky hammer slammed into the cliff. Chunks of rock broke off and shot towards Renxue in the wind. Renxue's face hardened. She dodged the flying stones, big and small. This training was way harder than spiritual cultivation. She had to fight the hurricane and avoid the accelerating rocks. Bibihan watched Renxue dodge the first wave, and the hammer struck the cliff faster and faster. Renxue faced a storm of debris. A small stone clipped her wing, throwing her off balance. Suddenly, a barrage of boulders headed her way. Bibihan's eyes narrowed. He teleported to Renxue, shielding her with his body. Boom! 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 Bibihan brushed off the dust, forcing a smile. Shuer, you okay? Xiaohan. Renxue was worried, then angry. Xiaohan, did you forget what I said? I chose this training. If I get hurt, I get hurt. If it hurts, I'll deal with it. Bibihan looked distressed. I can't just stand by and watch you get hurt. He knew how much those rocks hurt, maybe better than anyone. He couldn't stand the thought of her taking that kind of beating. Renxue shook her head. Every Qian, man or woman, went through countless trials as kids, fighting hundreds of battles against evil soul masters. There aren't many evil soul masters around now, but I still need to train. Xiaohan, don't block me anymore, or I'll have the 4 elders tie you up. Looking at her determined face, Bibihan knew she meant it. He stepped back. Okay, Shuer, but you gotta use the sacred sword. I'll ignore the small stuff, but if anything big comes your way, I'm jumping in. Renxue hesitated, then nodded. 5th soul skill, sacred sword. Her 5th soul ring lit up. A golden flame appeared in her hand, forming an exquisite longsword with star-like sparks. The holy sword was made of pure flame. The angel martial soul's fire power had evolved into the ultimate fire, enhancing the sacred sword's power. That night, Bibihan used blue silver god to heal Renxue's injuries. After a day of training, her body was covered in cuts and bruises, her clothes torn. It broke his heart to see her like this. Renxue didn't seem to notice, snuggling into his arms. Xiaohan, the night's beautiful tonight. Bibihan looked up. His eyes widened, the full moon shone brightly, casting a soft light. Combined with the stars, the night seemed calm and peaceful. Meanwhile, at Shrek Academy, Tang San was combing Xiao Wu's hair. Xiao Wu held a lovesick herb, her face full of adoration. Bro, you got so many fairy herbs from poison Douluo and boosted our strength so much. Did you give him any? Tang San frowned. Xiao Wu, why? Well, Senior Poison Douluo is practically part of Shrek now. If he's strong, Shrek's strong. And a stronger Shrek scares off those other academies eyeing us. Especially that Huo Wu. She brought her dad to the academy again. Where's Gu Xuehan when you need her? Tang San said, I traded for those herbs. I cured Senior Dugu, and he gave them to me. If Senior Dugu needs help, I'll give him one. Oh. A strange glint flashed in Tang San's eyes. Give him a herb? What a joke. Dugu Bo almost killed me multiple times, twice very serious. Once he had me pinned, trying to force me to make poison antidotes, and then the second time he unleashed that venom. If it wasn't for my skills from Tang's sect, the poison manual from my past life, I'd be dead already. And he thinks I'd give him a fairy herb? Tang Sect's Xian Tian Baolu, Principle 3, if the opponent is an enemy, show no mercy. Otherwise, you're only making more trouble for yourself. Dugu Bo almost killed me multiple times and resorted to treachery countless times. Letting him live is the greatest mercy from the Tang sect. P.S. This is the author helping Tang San defend himself. The author is not ashamed of Tang San's trick to trick Dugu Bo into using the fairy grass. If I was treated like this, I would do the same thing. It's human nature. What is really shameful about the author is that Dugu Bo helped Tang San unconditionally later, but Tang San did not repay Dugu Bo at all, and also wanted to squeeze Dugu Bo's remaining value. Infamy for the massacre of the city, Xianchao territory. 29 days later, deep in Hurricane Canyon, a storm of gravel filled the air. 2 titled Douluo attacked from the cliffs, while 2 others altered the gravel's trajectory to protect the Kamikaze Academy students behind them. Amidst the rocks, golden and purple lights danced, like a leisurely stroll. The sound of metal clashing echoed. Renxue stood on a boulder, her 6 wings spread. Explosive step. She yelled. Angel holy eyes. Her eyes turned golden, her soul power had clearly enhanced her eyes, completing her eye training. A crackling sound filled the air. Renxue used the flying rocks as stepping stones, executing explosive step multiple times, rushing toward Bibihan. Bibihan was surprised, smiling. Explosive step, huh? Blue's silver holy eyes, both used explosive step, their speeds increasing exponentially. The metal clangs grew more frequent, the purple and gold lights creating a dazzling spectacle, the temperature rose, and the golden light speed increased noticeably, clang. A loud crash echoed as a figure flew from the rubble, slamming into a nearby rock wall. It was Bibihan. The titled Douluo stopped instantly, halting the rocks. Bibihan lay on the rock wall, confused. What just happened? I lost. How did Shuer get so fast? Renxue landed proudly in front of Bibihan. Xiaogang, you lost. Surprised. Bibihan was baffled. Shuer, how did you do that? How were you so fast? He. Renxue grinned. She'd almost been instantly killed by Bibihan at the prince's mansion, a serious blow to her ego. Now, she'd finally paid him back. Simple. I added fire attribute soul power to the compressed soul power. The fire's explosive power gave me an extra boost. Bibihan's eyes lit up. I have fire soul power too, which makes me stronger. He dusted himself off and stood up, hugging Renxue. That's my Shuer. Always innovating. You know it. Renxue tossed her head back proudly, then she added, but, there is a downside to this, my shoes. She lifted her foot, revealing burnt black shoes and bare white feet. Bibihan put one arm around Renxue's waist, one under her thighs, and swept her up in a princess carry. Renxue wrapped her arms around his neck. Don't sweat it, Bibihan said nonchalantly. It's nothing. I'll have teacher Lu Gao make you some fireproof shoes. Renxue nodded, thinking. Xiaogang, I'm running out of clothes. Nearly a month of training had left her clothes in tatters. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. You have to go shopping with me. Bibihan, shopping, no need. P.S. Thanks to the book friend, I don't want a Yandra. For the reward of 1666 book coins, readers, please do not give rewards before chapter 170, for the reasons mentioned above. I won't write a thank you for the monthly ticket. There are a lot of people, and there are some book friends whose names the author doesn't know how to type at all. This is all I can do. Please bear with me. Chapter 97 Valentine #039, S-Day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In Element City's bustling commercial street, Bibihan, loaded down with shopping bags, trailed behind the carefree, empty-handed Renxue. The bags were mostly filled with clothes for both of them, along with some cosmetics. The commercial street was massive, a maze of tiny shops mostly owned by the major families of Element City. A convenient system was in place. You just paid at the exit, knowing that when buying from the family-owned stores, sure, there were always a few daring souls who might try to stash their purchases in a soul guide and skip out on the bill. But if caught, those families would be inviting them for a very unpleasant cup of tea. The Feng, Hua, and Shui families were all powerhouses at the Contra level. Add to that their interconnectedness and the backing of major academies, and you'd have to be someone with serious connections, a titled Douluo in your family, to even think about getting away with it. And if you didn't admit to stealing? Well, you better be prepared to lose face. This system was precisely what was making Bibihan's life miserable. Renxue simply grabbed whatever caught her eye, then promptly slung it over Bibihan's shoulder. Money? Who needs it when you can just flash a credit card? They say shopping is a woman's nature, and they aren't wrong. After hitting hundreds of stores from dawn till dusk, Bibihan's legs were ready to give out, but Renxue still had enough energy to power a small city, showing no signs of fatigue. The next day, all across Douluo continent, the major cities were lit up like Christmas trees, the streets packed with food stalls and buzzing with excitement. Couples strolled hand in hand, laughing and flirting. It was Valentine's Day, the most anticipated day of the year for most people in Douluo continent, a chance to make a quick buck, and a chance to finally find that special someone. Of course, getting unsingle still depended on how smooth those lonely hearts could be. In Xiaogang City, a major hub in the Heaven-Do Empire, hundreds of miles from the capital, the usual street noise suddenly died down. Couples, lost in their own world just moments ago, found their attention drawn to the end of the street, where a man and a woman were walking slowly, hand in hand. They looked to be around 20. The man was slightly younger, with long blue hair streaked with gold and strikingly handsome features. He wore a blue robe with gold trim and radiated an aura of warmth and friendliness. The woman was equally stunning, with perfectly coiffed long golden hair, skin as white as snow, and a flawless face and figure, enhanced by subtle makeup. She exuded an air of nobility and grace, dressed in an elegant purple gold gown and golden high heels. It was Bibihan and Renxue, out to celebrate Valentine's Day. On the street, Renxue was like a kid in a candy store, clutching a bunch of candied hawthorns, her eyes darting from one sight to the next. Bibihan smiled, watching her. Even though he'd shown Renxue around all of Wuhun city before, there was still a big difference between what soul masters and ordinary folks enjoyed. Soul masters just weren't into all those silly trinkets. They stopped at a small stall overflowing with dolls, 5 tiers of them, arranged from large to small, each one cuter than the last. Renxue couldn't resist asking, "Hey, how much for these dolls?" The stall owner just stared at Renxue's face for a moment, then stammered, "The dolls aren't for sale." "See those targets over there, miss?" They both looked and saw several targets nearby. Each was marked with numbers, 10 in the center and 6 on the outer ring. "I'll give you 10 darts. If you score over 60 points, you can take the smallest doll. 70 gets you the next one up, and so on. But if you're a soul master, miss, no using soul power, okay?" Renxue's eyes lit up with mischief. "Deal. Give me the darts." 0.5 meters back, Renxue took aim. Drawn by the beauty effect, a small crowd of lonely guys had gathered, their eyes practically undressing Renxue. Bibihan stood guard behind her, keeping a watchful eye. He knew there was nothing he could do about people looking, but it still rubbed him the wrong way. He gave a few of the bolder ones a warning glare, back to Renxue. Without using her soul power, she couldn't control her strength at all. She'd either throw too hard and miss entirely, or throw too softly and barely reach the target. After 10 tries, she only managed to hit 1 6-ring, making her blush. Bibihan walked over, chuckling, and ruffled her hair. "Don't worry, let me try. Hey, give me 10 darts." The stall owner grinned, his eyes gleaming like a con man's. 1 gold soul coin for every set of 10 darts, and you forfeit the money even if you miss. Got it? That I'll let you know after playing it once. Bibihan just smiled. After handing over a gold soul coin, he said to the stall owner, "You might not want to count your chickens before they hatch. You could end up losing everything you have." Then Bibihan took 10 darts and took aim using the hidden weapon techniques of the Tang sect. The onlookers started whispering, hoping for a good show, some even making snide comments. "You know how it is." Bibihan flicked his wrist, and all 10 darts slammed into the bullseye. Renxue's eyes widened, the crowd fell silent, the stall owner's jaw dropped. Then, a guy with a pointy chin and squinting eyes piped up, "Hey, he's cheating. He's gotta be using his soul power. How else could he hit the bullseye 10 times in a row?" Renxue's face flushed. "Who are you calling a cheater? Just because you can't do it doesn't mean nobody can." The guy gave her a smarmy smile. "Beauty, it's not that I don't believe him, but seriously, do you think anyone could pull that off without using soul power?" The crowd nodded in agreement. Bibihan said calmly, "Okay, let me ask you something. Could you do that, even with soul power?" The guy stammered, "Well, Then, regaining his composure, he said, "Hey, I'm asking the questions here, don't try to turn this around on me. Hey, Schwer, seal my soul power, and I'll do it again." The guy jumped in again, "Let me seal your soul power." Bibihan gave him a dismissive glance. "Fine, be my guest." The guy stepped forward and started pressing on Bibihan's pressure points, putting extra force into the final blow. Some people noticed the guy's sly grin. Renxue frowned, a golden light gathering in her hand, but Bibihan just chuckled, a cold, dangerous sound. He grabbed the guy's hand before he could pull it back and squeezed hard. There was a sickening crack as the bones in the guy's hand shattered, and he started screaming. Sealing soul power is one thing, but messing with someone's cultivation is a whole other ballgame. Bibihan's body had already been fortified by 7 soul bones and 7 soul rings, making him incredibly strong. Even without using his soul power, he could easily take down opponents below the Soul Emperor level. Without even summoning a martial soul, he crushed the guy's bones like twigs. He took 10 more darts, and the same thing happened again. This time, everyone was convinced. Chapter 98 Husband Guardian Demon Renxue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xian Renxue, beaming, picked out the blonde doll from the top shelf. Bibihan went over to the owner, they talked for a bit, and he tossed him another gold soul coin. Then Bibihan chose a silver-haired doll, also from the top. Xian Renxue immediately pouted, playfully poking Bibihan in the ribs. Bibihan quickly said, "Hey, hold on. We gotta grab something for Nar before we head back." Xian Renxue scoffed, but knew he was right, so, she put the doll back in Bibihan's hand and instead chose a smaller silver-haired one. Bibihan couldn't help but smile wryly, reluctant to take it. They always had to one-up each other. He remembered back in Wuhun City, when he and Nar were shopping for a gift for Xian Renxue. Nar had been the same way, trying to outdo her. Xian Renxue held up 2 fingers and waggled them in the air, like she was threatening to pinch him if he didn't take it. Bibihan laughed and accepted it. Just then, Xian Renxue tugged on Bibihan's sleeve, pointing to a small cart selling Kongming lanterns. "Xiaogang, can we send one up too?" Xian Renxue asked. "Sure." The sky lanterns on Douluo continent were pretty different from the ones back on Earth. They were made of thin paper, with just a tiny candle underneath. They looked at each other and started writing wishes on the lantern. The flame flickered to life, and the red Kongming lantern floated into the night sky. Lights like stars dotted the darkness. Bibihan wrapped his arm around Xian Renshue's shoulders, pulling her close. They sat on a rooftop, watching the lanterns drift away with their silent wishes. "Swear," Bibihan said, "what did you wish for?" Xian Renxue smiled and whispered in his ear, "I wished I could finish up my mission for the Tiando Empire soon, get back to Wuhun Palace, and be with you, Mom, and Grandpa." "And you?" she asked. Bibihan said sheepishly, "Of course, to live with you and Nar in the future." Xian Renxue huffed, figures. After a moment of playful bickering, Bibihan's eyes returned to the Kongming lanterns, a deep worry clouding his gaze. Can I really do it? The wish he'd just told Xian Renxue was only part of the truth. The rest of it was, to bring peace to the continent, free the people, calm the divine realm, and liberate the soul beasts. Meanwhile, in the Tiando Empire's palace, Emperor Shuya, wearing pajamas, looked grim, as if making a momentous decision. An old eunuch stood before him, kneeling, and holding a wooden tray with a black pill on it. "Your Majesty, are you sure?" the eunuch said, his voice filled with concern. "Your body can't take much more of this." Emperor Shuya coughed twice, hesitated, then finally made up his mind. He stood and swallowed the pill. After a moment, Shuya's face flushed, and heat radiated from his body, a testament to the drug's potency. The old eunuch sighed and went to the door, telling the impatient concubines waiting outside, "Go on in. His Majesty is ready to bestow his favor." The concubines' eyes lit up, and they rushed inside. Soon, the sounds of clothes being torn and soft moans echoed through the room. The next morning, the city had returned to normal. Bibihan and Xian Renxue spread their wings and flew toward Wuhun Palace. The carriage was just too slow. With less than 4 months until the Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Elite Tournament, they didn't have time to waste. 3 days later, Bibihan and Xian Renxue walked through the south gate of Wuhun City. Xian Renshue's face hidden, her identity couldn't be revealed just yet. There were too many spies in Wuhun Palace. If someone recognized her, and then compared her face to the 9-year-old Xian Renxue, it would blow the whole Tiando Empire's undercover operation. It wasn't until they were halfway up Poke Mountain that Xian Renxue finally pulled off her veil. On the way, they ran into 3 familiar faces. The golden generation of Wuhun Palace, Yan, Xiaoyu, and Huliena. Yan looked excited, shouting, "Brother Han, long time no see." Xiaoyu gave a simple nod. He wasn't one for grand gestures. As for Yuena, she glared at Bibihan with undisguised displeasure. Bibihan didn't care. He was just happy to see Yen and Yuena holding hands. He'd always been the big brother, helping his little bro get the girl. Seeing them together made him grin. "Brother Han, who's this?" Yen asked, clearly not knowing Renxue's true identity. Not even the saintess Yuena knew about her in the original story. Bibihan coughed and said, "Call her sister-in-law." Renxue blushed and glared at Bibihan, but didn't say anything. Yen was surprised. He knew about Bibihan and the saintess. To see another woman, just as beautiful, beside Bibihan, what could he say? His big brother was just that awesome. Hope he'll share some pointers. Yuena couldn't hold back. "Bibihan, I can't believe you're still chasing after women when you have the saintess. I feel so bad for her, and this beauty too. Good thing I never liked you." Renxue's eyes narrowed. She and Bibihan could bicker about Nar all they wanted, but that was between them. What right did this fox, who relied on the spirit hall, have to criticize her man? A powerful aura burst from Renxue, pressing down on Yuena. Yuena felt an overwhelming pressure and immediately summoned her martial spirit. Fox ears sprouted from her head, and 3 tails swished from her back. The 3-tailed demon fox, a top-tier martial spirit, 5 soul rings, 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 1 black, appeared around Yuena, indicating a soul power level of 52. Because things were different than in the original timeline, Bibi Dong didn't treat Yuena like a daughter. So she hadn't received any special treatment. With only 4 months until the tournament, Yuena should have been at level 49, on the verge of becoming a soul king. But now, she was only at level 48. That's because she had used a fairy herb, which had boosted her power to level 52 and evolved her martial spirit into a 3-tailed demon fox. Bibihan had a better herb, the 9-tailed sky fox flower, which could have potentially evolved her martial spirit into a 9-tailed sky fox. But he had kept it and given her a lesser one. This wasn't revenge. Bibihan was worried that if Yuena's martial spirit evolved too much, she might start to dislike Yen. Anyone who had read the original story knew that Yuena was strong-willed. She might befriend a weaker man, but she would never love one. And Yen was average-looking. The fox was loyal to their mate, but Bibihan had no idea if Yuena and Yen were at that point. So he decided to save the better flower for their descendants, the kids who inherited the fox spirit. Back to Renxue, the oppressive power of a god-level martial soul was unmatched by a mere soul king. Yuena was almost forced to her knees. Even more terrifying, Yuena felt like her soul power was being purified. Yen and Xiaogang, who had wanted to intervene, were frozen in place by Bibihan's murderous glare. Just as Yuena was about to collapse, Renxue released the pressure. A cold voice, full of endless majesty, echoed, "Don't get cocky just because you have a little talent. Watch your mouth, or you'll face consequences you can't even imagine." Yuena bit her lip, humiliated. Bibihan looked calmly at Yen and warned, "Yen, keep your girlfriend in check. This is your only warning." As for whether this would make Yen uncomfortable, please, was anything more important than his brother's happiness? Chapter 99 Sky Key. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Walking into the Pope's palace, Bibi Dong smiled as she watched the two of them. She'd sensed Renxue's arrival at Pope Mountain immediately. The angel's martial spirit aura was unmistakable. Bibi Dong was also fully aware of the recent events on Pope Mountain but had chosen not to intervene. After all, Yuena wasn't the same Yuena anymore. "Mom!" Renxue exclaimed excitedly, rushing to embrace Bibi Dong. Bibihan simply offered a respectful greeting, "Mom." Bibi Dong patted Renxue's head. "Impressive, already at level 70. Then, turning a somewhat stern gaze towards Bibihan, she added, "You're something else. You've managed to get both my daughters wrapped around your finger." Bibihan chuckled sheepishly. "Mom, I'm your son too, remember?" Renxue tugged at Bibi Dong's arm. "Mom, don't blame him. I know this glutton has a soft spot for Nar. Bibi Dong looked at Renxue, clearly siding with her brother, and playfully ruffled her hair. Honey, I'm just looking out for you. This kid seems to be developing a playboy streak. How can I ever relax? Just then, a silver-haired beauty entered the room. It was Nar. Teacher, Nar declared, if big brother ever steps out of line, Swear and I will beat him to a pulp, and then deal with those hussies. Renxue's eyes sparkled. Yeah, Mom, we'll take care of those vixens. Bibi Dong looked utterly helpless. Oh, you too. Bibihan remained unfazed by Nar and Renxue's threats. He genuinely had no romantic interest in anyone else. Mom, I'm going to find some soul rings. My martial spirit evolved into an 8-winged blazing angel. Renxue summoned her martial spirit. The 8-winged seraph radiated golden light, her body enveloped in golden flames, with 4 pairs of wings unfurling from her back. Yes, it's definitely more powerful. Probably thanks to that fairy grass. Renxue nodded in agreement. Go on, find one that's as close to the limit as possible. Don't worry about that old coot Douluo. As she spoke, a hint of regret flickered in Bibi Dong's eyes. If I had raised you, you would be like me and Nar, with 2 purple and 4 black rings. Renxue shrugged it off. Having you by my side is enough, Mom. Alright, go get those soul rings. After Renxue left, Bibihan turned to his mother. Mom, I'm going to see the master. Bibi Dong waved him off. Get out of here. That old geezer golden crocodile is probably in his other courtyard right now. Bibihan grinned mischievously and approached Nar, playfully reaching out to ruffle her hair. But Nar dodged his hand, a slight pout on her lips as if she wanted nothing to do with him. Bibihan was taken aback. Nar's joining the rebellion too. If this weren't the Pope's palace, I'd pinch those cute cheeks. Arriving at Golden Crocodile's villa, he found the master sitting leisurely in a chair, sipping tea. A young woman, a little over 5 feet 7 inches, with light blonde hair, a shapely figure, an oval face, and fair skin, was practicing nearby. Bibihan felt like he'd seen her before. He approached Golden Crocodile and bowed respectfully. Master. Golden Crocodile had sensed Bibihan's arrival. He looked at him and grumbled, You actually came to see me? I thought you'd forgotten about this old man. No way. I thought of you when I was picking the fairy grass. Master, did you make a breakthrough? Yes, thanks to the fairy grass you chose, I've reached the half-step limit. I should be able to break through after a few years of seclusion. Clang, clang, several metallic sounds echoed as something dropped to the ground. Then, a pleasant female voice, tinged with anger, called out, Bibihan, I challenge you. Bibihan turned to face the furious girl. Have we met before? The girl stared at him in disbelief. You don't remember me? Bibihan studied her somewhat familiar face, then shook his head. No, I don't think so. You jerk. You'll pay for this. The girl, now a raging lioness, unleashed her martial spirit. Golden scales covered her body, a 3-foot tail lashed behind her, and 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 4 black soul rings swirled around her. She transformed into a ferocious crocodile and charged. That's the Golden Crocodile King. As Golden Crocodile's disciple, it would be pretty embarrassing if he didn't recognize the master's martial spirit. The Golden Crocodile King, so she's from the old guy's family. Bibihan thought. Around level 48 at this age, and a woman I know. An idea sparked in his mind. Wait, I remember. You're Tian Yao. The old guy's great-granddaughter. You only remember me now, you bastard. I'm getting my revenge today. Watching Tian Yao charge, teeth bared and claws extended, Bibihan sighed. His history with Tian Yao was all thanks to the old man Golden Crocodile. He had briefly apprenticed to Golden Crocodile, taking up a lot of his time. Tian Yao had accused him of stealing her great-grandfather's attention, but at the time, Bibihan had been entirely focused on cultivating Even Renxue, the most beautiful woman alive, couldn't distract him. He was truly a womanless, natural powerhouse, so, what happens when a jealous little girl meets a heartless young man? They fight, of course. Though Tian Yao was 2 years older, his innate level 20 god-level martial spirit gave him the upper hand, leaving Tian Yao in tears. She ran to her great-grandfather, demanding revenge. However, Golden Crocodile was, after all, Bibihan's master, and they were both young. It was considered a squabble between juniors. Plus, Golden Crocodile wasn't as petty as the Tang family, so Bibihan was never punished. Tian Yao tried to get revenge several times, but he always beat her. Later, Bibihan started absorbing soul rings and training, and Tian Yao went to Soul Master School. They rarely saw each other. At most, they'd glare at each other when visiting Golden Crocodile's house for his birthday. Also, Tian Yao's hair used to be black. Her martial spirit must have evolved from the Golden Crocodile to the Golden Crocodile King, turning her hair light gold. It had been a few years, and he simply didn't recognize her. Bibihan turned to Golden Crocodile, who was still sipping tea. "Aren't you going to stop this, old man? Aren't you afraid I'll hurt your great-granddaughter?" Golden Crocodile stared back, his eyes conveying, "If you dare to hurt my precious great-granddaughter, I promise you won't live to see another sunrise." He watched as Tian Yao's first soul ring lit up. First soul skill, Golden Crocodile Claws. Tian Yao's claws doubled in size, and the black nails grew longer. Bibihan raised his right hand, covering it with a layer of ice crystals, the ultimate ice he obtained from the ice and fire eyes. The claws collided, but Bibihan's hand was unscathed. The hardness of ultimate ice was no joke. Tian Yao's claws, however, were in bad shape, and her strength was no match for Bibihan's. Her hands were scratched red, and she was nearly thrown off balance. "Tian Yao, stop. Even with a super martial spirit like the Golden Crocodile King, you can't beat me without my martial spirit." "Humph, don't get cocky." Second soul skill, Golden Crocodile Overlord Tail. The second soul ring lit up, and Tian Yao's tail grew to nearly 10 feet long. She spun and swung it at Bibihan. After the swing, Tian Yao realized Bibihan was gone. A voice echoed, "Not bad. I guess Soul King Hard Steel wouldn't have an easy time against that move either." Tian Yao spun around and spotted Bibihan standing on her crocodile tail, smiling down at her. Chapter 100, Persuasion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. "Tian Yao, knock it off. I'm done fighting with you." Tian Yao gritted his teeth, looking incredibly pissed. "Damn it, why is this dude so strong? Am I really screwed when it comes to revenge? I remember being a kid, messing with Bibihan, and she'd step all over me. I just wanted to pin her down and rub her face in the dirt." An idea sparked in his head. "Bibihan, Tian Yao always pays back what he gets, good or bad. I'm gonna make you regret the pain you caused me as a kid. If it takes one shot, it takes two. If it takes two, it'll take three. And if three ain't enough, I'll keep going until I lose count." Hearing this, Bibihan looked up, wondering, what am I supposed to do? Why is this woman such a pain? Should have just let her win before. He asked, totally helpless. "Miss Tian Yao, tell me, what can I do to make you chill out?" Tian Yao's lips curled into a smirk. "That idiot Yen is actually useful for once." Her spirit evolved into the Golden Crocodile Queen, and Tian Yao became a rising star at the Spirit Hall, which is when they met Yen. Idiot Yen had mentioned that Bibihan hated being hassled more than anything. "Easy. Just don't dodge my fourth spirit skill, and I'll forgive you for everything you've done." Without a second thought, Bibihan replied, "Deal." Then, she stood a few yards from Tian Yao, calmly awaiting the attack. Tian Yao's fourth spirit ring blazed, and the golden crocodile lifted its head, jaws gaping wide, its whole body glowing gold. The golden light coalesced into a golden ball of energy. The ball kept growing, soon bigger than Tian Yao's crocodile head. Finally, the ball was the same size as the crocodile itself. Bibihan looked at it, impressed. This move actually charges up power. It could be a game-changing team battle move. I'm gonna have to promote the method for increasing spirit ring lifespans to the spirit hall. This could make everyone stronger, asterisk. Bibihan, take this. My full-power 4th spirit skill, the golden crocodile destruction cannon, that the golden ball of light morphed into a golden beam and shot toward Bibihan. Bibihan took the hit head-on and got blasted back, crashing through 2 thick walls and landing in a pile of rubble. Tianyao was stunned, seeing that Bibihan had braced herself to take the full force of the attack. The golden crocodile teleported to Bibihan to check her condition. Bibihan got up from the ground like it was nothing, dusted herself off, and said to Tianyao, "Miss Tianyao, calm down already." Tianyao stared at Bibihan, dumbfounded. You okay?" Bibihan replied, "That move of yours is pretty strong, gotta admit. It did sting a bit, but that's it." Then, in a lecturing tone, Bibihan said, "You need to practice your 4th spirit skill some more. While the full blast is comparable to a spirit emperor's 4th skill, the charge time is way too long." Ahem. Master Gene Crocodile glared at Bibihan, asterisk, "Hey, genius, you think I'm not here, star?" Bibihan just gave an awkward smile in return. Over at the worship hall, Renxue was sitting in front of the angel statue, cross-legged, focusing on condensing spirit rings. The rings circling her body had shifted from purple to black, and Douluo stood nearby, watching closely for any instability. Bibihan's arrival caught Douluo's attention, and he waved him over. "Hey kid, get over here." "What's up, Grandpa Qian?" Douluo said, annoyed. "Humph, Grandpa rolls right off your tongue." Bibihan knew he had to play it cool, and replied, "Well, duh. I'm with Shrek now, and you're her grandpa. What else am I gonna call you?" Douluo narrowed his eyes. "I heard you and Shrek were together, but you still can't leave any girl alone." Bibihan had no comeback. He couldn't deny it, but admitting it would make him sound like a total jerk. Seeing Bibihan's silence, Douluo felt a little sad. "Whatever, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. I want you to tell Shrek about the spirit bone armor." After collecting his thoughts, Bibihan told Douluo everything that went down in Killing City. "Besides Shrek, who else knows about this?" "My mom." Douluo asked, pissed off, "You're willing to tell Bibi Dong, but not me?" "Because the requirement for pulling that off is to become a god. Grandpa Qian, you're a little short on talent." Hearing this, Douluo was furious. Asterisk, is it really necessary to be so blunt? Think of the old man's feelings, would you, star? Not being able to become a god was the sore spot of Douluo's life. As the high priest of the angel god, after finishing 8 trials, a lifetime of training had reached its end. If there was a chance to become a god, why would he even be here? He would have settled on Poseidon Island long ago. Douluo paused for a moment and said, "So, you think Shrek should do what you did, or absorb the angel spirit bone?" Bibihan replied without hesitation, "Of course, she should do what I did. Grandpa Qian, while the angel spirit bone is good, it's handed down, so there's a limit to how good it can get. But external spirit bones are different, they grow with you. Shrek is an 8-winged seraph. Once she becomes a god, she'll be far stronger than the angel god. Her spirit bones have to be better than what the angel god left behind. So, why take a weaker option instead of building a stronger body?" As spirit bones of the angel gods, the 6 bones had long been infused with divine power. The souls of the spirit beasts were gone. The bones had been finalized and couldn't be improved. Douluo thought about it. His cautious nature meant he'd always assumed Renxue would just become an angel god step by step. He had never even considered breakthroughs, but now that becoming more powerful was an option, who wouldn't want that? But there was a risk. The risk was that if you failed to convince the spirit beast, the angel spirit bones would be lost forever. While you'd still have the angelic attire after becoming a god, it wouldn't be nearly as powerful. Bibihan kept pushing. "Grandpa Qian, there are no roads in the world. The more people walk them, the more they turn into roads. Don't you trust Shrek's talent?" Qian closed his eyes, thought for a bit, then said, "Let me see your spirit bone armor." Bibihan wasn't worried that Qian would attack unless he was completely insane. Driven by spirit power, the 7 spirit bones on Bibihan's body appeared and spread out, morphing into golden armor that completely covered him. The only difference was the blue-silver wings on his back, because of the tempering from the ice and fire pools. Now they were blazing red on one side and icy blue on the other. Looking at the legendary spirit bone armor, Qian was amazed. Amazing, it actually has spirit bones attached to it. The age of the spirit bones in your head is close to 80,000 years, and these spirit bones match the aura of your clear sky hammer perfectly. Back then, Bibihan absorbed the wisdom of a 50,000-year spirit, and Qian definitely knew that there were few like that in the entire spirit hall. Otherwise, why would it be so important in the spirit master competition? It only appeared on the scene, and of course Qian didn't allow Bibi Dong to have it absorbed by Yuena, since that would give Tang San an advantage. Who would have thought that Bibihan would discover the secret of the spirit bone later by absorbing it and thanking the spirit beast in a random moment of inspiration? You could only say that Chinese education was what gave Bibihan the powerful spirit bone suit. Bibihan kept trying to persuade him. Except for the one on my left leg, which is 100,000 years old, the other spirit bones were ordinary 10,000-year-old bones, but now they've become 80,000 years old. If they get even stronger in the future, those bones will evolve too. Qian said cautiously, if the spirit bones in your body keep evolving after reaching 100,000 years, I'll agree with your idea. Qian who had been battling with Tang Qian all his life, finally wanted to give something a shot. As long as Bibihan's spirit bones kept evolving after 100,000 years, they would definitely surpass the angel spirit bone. With such a huge increase in power, Qian couldn't help but be interested. Bibihan looked at Renxue, who was still condensing her spirit ring, with his blue-silver pupils. Only her head was shining. Absorbing 1 bone is harmless. But 5 will be enough to become assimilated later on. The purpose of the angel spirit bones is just to carry the angel's divine power. Changing it into a top-level spirit bone can accomplish the same thing. The original book said that the 6 spirit bones could only be completely absorbed after becoming a god. Renxue didn't even absorb all 6 spirit bones. Besides, the angel gods are dead, and Qian dares to blatantly let go. Why even care so much? Being strong is all that matters. P.S. The 4th update is here. Readers go to bed early. Chapter 101 Wuhundian Team Instructor Bibihan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After leaving the enshrinement hall, Bibihan headed to the Wuhun Hall's training grounds, specifically for their top talents. The Wuhundian team members, gearing up for the upcoming Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy competition, were already there. They were joined by some Wuhundian Academy members and alumni, all there to act as sparring partners. With 5 soul bones up for grabs for the champion, victory was the only option. The team lineup was largely the same as before, the 7 official Wuhun Palace members, their substitutes, plus Nar and Tianyao. This year, the Wuhundian team had been taking stat-boosting herbs, similar to Shrek Academy, making them a truly formidable force. Here's the breakdown. Nar, Silver Dragon Spear. Martial Spirit, level 57 attack Spirit King, with yellow, purple, and black soul rings. Yen, God of Fire Martial Spirit, level 55 attack Spirit King, with yellow, purple, and black soul rings. Xiaoyu, Bloodthirsty Moon Blade Martial Spirit, level 54 attack type Battle Soul King, with yellow, purple, and black soul rings. Yuena, Three-Tailed Fox Martial Spirit, level 52 Control Soul King, with yellow, purple, and black soul rings. Tianyao, Golden Crocodile. King Martial Spirit, level 48 Attack System Soul Sect, with yellow, purple, and purple soul rings. Wuhun Palace also had 2 young powerhouses waiting in the wings. Qian Renxue, 8-Winged Blazing Angel Martial Spirit, level 72 Attack Spirit Saint, with yellow, purple, black, and black soul rings. Bibihan, Blue Silver God Martial Spirit, level 67 All-Powerful Soul Emperor. with purple, black, and black soul rings. However, neither Bibihan nor Renxue intended to compete. One had reasons it would be difficult, and the other just didn't want to stomp the competition. Besides, Shrek was involved, led by who was known as the wisest, some said slowest, strategist in the land, and Douluo continent's top theorist, so there was enough interesting talent on the field. Bibihan had started wearing the Holy Sun's attire more often. Now that he was over Tang Hao and Tang San of the Haotian sect, he felt no need to hide his identity. He was ready to show the entire continent who the Holy Son of Wuhun Palace was. Plus, it was just a pain to have to flash his Holy Sun token every time he needed something done. As for Tang San wanting to destroy Wuhun Palace, he'd get his butt kicked trying. Bibihan flipped through the team member information, taking his time. Yes, they had about 8.5 months before the competition kicked off. 3.5 months until the actual competition started, plus 3 months for the Tiando Empire team and individual rounds, and a month for travel. That was plenty of time for Tianyao and a few others to reach the Soul King level. Once the entire team started showing off their Soul King rings, no other team would even want to try. Bibihan went to gather the things he'd need for what was coming next. Since Mom wants me to be the Wuhun team's teacher and train them, I'll do it. I'm actually kind of excited to be a teacher for the first time. Heading towards the main square, he saw Naer in the middle of a sparring session inside a red mist on the competition stage. A middle-aged man and a few Wuhundian team members were watching. The middle-aged man had a soul power level of 68. Level 68. Could this be the charming full moon who supposedly defeated their teacher when he was at level 68? Inside the red mist, Naer's dragon spear was closing in, and Yao Mei's moon blade couldn't hold it back. Naer knocked her off balance, hitting her in the waist, then launched a series of upward strikes, spins, and downward blows, slamming Yao Mei into the ground. Wow, Naer was really laying into her. Who made her mad? That was a brutal attack. Bibihan watched the fight from outside the red mist, using his blue and silver holy pupils. With another upward strike, Yuena managed to slash at the dragon spear. Breaking free from Naer's assault, she put her hands behind her back and started charging full moon, but unlike when she fought Bibihan, she didn't trash-talk him. Her complexion darkened, turning dark red like a tornado, so Naer didn't need to dodge. The fifth soul ring lit up, and metal in the air started gathering around the tip of the dragon spear, preparing for a head-on collision with full moon. There was a deafening blast. The demon disintegrated, and Naer was sent flying. Bibihan teleported to Naer's side in an instant and caught her in a princess carry, spinning her around a couple of times when he landed. Naer was a little dazed when they finally touched down. Bibihan looked into her big eyes and asked gently, "Why didn't you use your domain? With your domain, you could have easily taken her down." Naer started to say something, then seemed to change her mind. She pouted, turned her head away, and said angrily, "Put me down." Why was she throwing a tantrum? Bibihan gently set Naer down, ignoring the murderous glares coming from the others around them. Then, Bibihan jumped onto the stage and looked at the Wuhundian team members. "From now on, I'm your teacher," he said calmly. "Anyone who has a problem with that, step forward." The Soul Emperor standing nearby felt a bit put out, but didn't dare say anything, given Bibihan's status. The saint's robe spoke volumes. "I will." It was Yen who spoke, and the boy looked excited. The people below secretly cheered him on, hoping he could take the Holy Sun down a peg. Seeing Yen walking onto the stage, radiating confidence, Bibihan said with a calm look, "Xiao Yanzi, you're getting cocky. Brother Han, I just want to see how I stack up against you now. Please, don't hold back." Second soul skill, granite rock. Yan's second soul ring lit up, and his entire body was encased in granite, providing him with full defense. Watching Yan's excited expression, Bibihan thought to himself, he's not just curious about our difference in strength. He's been hitting the fairy grass too hard and he's getting carried away. If I really didn't hold back, he'd be dead right here. After the match officially started, Bibihan vanished. This wasn't teleportation, just a massive difference in power. None of the Wuhun Palace members, including the Soul Emperor, could even follow Bibihan's movements. A gust of wind swept through the arena, and suddenly Bibihan was standing right in front of Yen. God of Death Assault, Bibihan murmured, gathering a white light in his right hand. He swung a powerful fist, locking onto Yan's figure and unleashing a direct blow straight into Yan's abdomen. Yan didn't even have time to react. The granite armor shattered instantly, and he spewed a mouthful of acid, collapsing into a bow shape as he was launched backward. He slammed into the wall dozens of meters away, creating cracks that demonstrated the sheer force of Bibihan's attack. God of Death Assault was an evolution of the Killing God domain. It was unleashed in a straight line. After locking onto a target, it increased his speed by 30% and attack power by an unbelievable amount. Combined with Bibihan's tidal Douluo level power, the attack was devastating. But Bibihan had obviously held back, or Yen wouldn't have survived, even with full defense. He started training after using Blue-Silver God General Renxue to treat her. Nar had the power of wood element and could heal by herself. Yuena didn't want him to treat her, so of course he was happy to do so. The Soul Emperor knew that he was not strong enough and left consciously, looking at the members of the Wuhundian team standing in a row below. Bibihan transformed into Master Yen and looked at them seriously. Since you are the best students of this generation in Wuhun Hall, I will not train you on your strength. What I have to do now is to make up for your shortcomings. Short board.